Here at the Juniper Networks and MIST TOLA team, we understand with the current health and economic crisis, challenges lay ahead. We have a massive hurdle in front of the IT organization of every business to overcome. We must continue to adapt our technology to serve a changing workforce, while becoming more strategic in how we leverage our budget and spend as we operate and maintain our networks. Juniper is uniquely positioned to align with this challenging environment through unique solutions that carry significant cost savings. These are adapted to allow IT to move forward in continuing to maintain and modernize their network, aiding and moving away from costly solutions that are in place. How do we do this? Well, I've brought a few of our experts to explain.
All right, for the Juniper Networks expert discussion, I'd like to welcome Jim Meyerson, Senior Business Analyst, and Mike Leach, Senior Director of Juniper Financial Services. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with Jim. Juniper is well positioned to manage costs with a better scalability at a lower CapEx and OpEx cost. Can you give us a couple quick examples of how we do that?
Sure, Trevor, and thanks for the opportunity to talk here. Juniper has a great success in the market, and we believe we offer very low total cost of ownership. That should be important anytime, but especially in these times, and I'd like to briefly talk about them here. You can see on the bullets that we offer a massively scalable IP infrastructure. Juniper facilitates both scale up and scale out of large networks without service interruption. We avoid the costs associated with bringing your system down and disrupting it to install the next version of software or the next set of hardware equipment, etc. We've been able to leverage open source tools because of our generally open platform and our embracement of industry standards. And we generally create our own products, our own components internally by building them ourselves. We don't rely on off-the-shelf components, and because of that, we have industry-leading density and power efficiencies with our equipment. At the bottom, you can see an example. This is an actual modeling we did last month for a large retailer. We compared the MX router product line from Juniper against the equivalent products from a lead competitor, kind of a small, medium, and large as you read left to right. For the pizza box comparisons on the left, there's not a significant difference between our product and the competitors. There actually is about a 3% savings in total cost of ownership on the MX204, but again, it's hard to justify a huge change just for that. In the middle, where we went to using a chassis-based router for ourselves with the MX10003 or the competitor, that's where the difference in total cost of ownership really starts to show. The total cost of ownership is approximately half on the MX10003 platform due to the very dense nature of the hardware involved, as well as the space savings and just the overall costs of a newer base platform. And finally, the most dramatic is on the right, where we used a top-end chassis-based router for the competitor or for Juniper's MX10008. And the numbers for that are listed on the right. I'll briefly highlight the fact that the overall total cost of ownership was about 40% less, actually 40+% less on the Juniper side, about 10% on the hardware in terms of savings, and a rather dramatic 68+% savings on the operating expenses side. So that would be recurring year over year. This is an actual sales situation. We're pretty hopeful. We're well positioned there, obviously. Interestingly enough, there would be a positive return on investment on buying the Juniper equipment within 40 months.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that, Jim. I'd probably say on the smaller box, 3% probably does matter now, but you're probably looking at more technological advancements with automation and AI and telemetry that's going to allow them to leverage on the change. So with that said, Juniper is well positioned to manage cost savings through allowing manageability with fewer resources. Can you explain that a little more in detail, Jim?
Sure. So Juniper has built a very modern architecture. As I said, we're very modular, very open and standards-based from the beginning. A year ago, we acquired Mist, and with that, we got some really fantastic technology for the wireless LAN space, especially when it comes to the AI capabilities that are within Mist. That's can allow basically an operator and operation staff to predetermine a lot of the upcoming failures on the network and correct them before they're even visible to the operation staff or the end user. That same technology is now being expanded to our EX and SRX switch environments. So it's going to be fairly comprehensive across the Juniper product line very quickly. We are striving toward single pane management on the Juniper-based platforms. No vendor can claim it across multiple vendors without, kind of a smile on their face. But Juniper certainly is in the game there. What's quite exciting is we've had zero-touch deployment of devices in all of our low-end equipment for a couple of years now, which can save on the truck rolls and the expensive staff travel to install equipment on remote sites. That's no longer necessary. That can be handled centrally. Juniper has always had a single operating system called Junos that reduces the training needs of your staff. You learn the commands once and they work on everything that's coming from Juniper, whether it's a firewall, switch, or router. And it also can reduce the overall staff costs because fewer staff will be required to manage the environment. There have been some independent studies of this, and it's shown that having a single operating system environment like Junos can save around 25% of your overall operation staff costs. At the bottom is a second example, also done last month. This is for a large oil and gas company, and they are not yet using Mist, but they're considering it. And they were wondering what would be the savings by going with the automated environment. And so for that, we did a pretty comprehensive breakdown of their expenses and found that the savings would be greater than $200,000, which is about 50% of their labor costs, certainly a significant chunk of their overall TCO. And we hope that they'll take that favorably, obviously, for Juniper, but more importantly, they'll take it so that they can save their costs going forward. Last, the platform is designed in a modular way, as I previously mentioned, which makes installing automation, putting in all of these smarts under the environment, very easy. We're built on APIs. We can handle interconnects to other applications, other components to make the system fully automated, and such that with telemetry and with other signaling within the network being brought up to the automated or semi-automated operator console, the system can be very responsive, and we can remove a lot of the risk and the subsequent downtime, which of course is all cost related by doing this. So those are just a few of the advantages that we see with the Juniper platform. Thanks for your time here, and back to you, Trevor.
Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it. All right, I'd like to turn it over to Mike. Mike, can you explain how Juniper is being creative with our financial packaging to assist customers in these cost savings?
Sure, thanks, Trevor. JFS offers a variety of payment plans designed for each customer's requirements. These include lease and loan structures for hardware and installment payment plans for software products and multi-year services agreements. JFS also provides financing features to meet our customers' budgetary and cash flow requirements. Some of these features include deferred payments, step payments, and technology refresh options. We also finance entire projects. JFS will finance, obviously, the Juniper hardware, software, and services, but will also finance non-Juniper hardware and software and services to provide a complete financing solution for our customers. We have extensive geographic coverage. either directly or through a network of JFS partners throughout the Americas, EMEA, and APAC. And we also work closely with our JCPO organization for Juniper certified pre-owned equipment that we can provide to our customers. And we also work with our customers to trade in third-party equipment. So if you want to learn more about JFS and you want to learn more about the current promotions we have, please contact your local sales representative. Thanks, Trevor.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, gentlemen. If you'd like to learn more about these solutions and cost savings, please email us at energy@juniper.net or cost-savings@juniper.net. And you can always check us out at juniper.net or mist.com. We'd love to hear from you and love to see this action happen in your environment.